Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Hawk rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? If you haven't seen the previous part, I would recommend you go watch it before continuing this one. So in this timeline, Carmen would still be rushed to the hospital, and Johnny and Miguel would have to leave. The Miyagi-Do students would still go explore Barcelona, and they would still be at the tapas bar, and Sam and Robbie would be worried about Carmen. This is when the Cobra Kais would show up, and Sam would still go outside to get some air. Quan would still want to mess with Robbie, so Quan and Robbie would start to have a rivalry. Dimitri would confront Hawk on why he rejoined Cobra Kai, but Hawk would say it was his only choice. He would tell Dimitri that he stole a spot on Miyagi-Do's team, but Dimitri would respond saying that he was only mad that he beat him during the flag challenge, so Dimitri and Hawk would still be arguing. Zara would notice the connection between Tori and Robbie, and she would still want to mess with Tori, so those events would stay the same. Sam would still be walking down the beach, and she would still run into Axel. She would still compliment Axel on his kata, and the interaction between Sam and Axel would stay the same. And meanwhile in the States, Amanda would still try to convince Kenny to go to Barcelona, but Kenny still wouldn't want to go, and Kenny would still think that Anthony put laxatives in his water, and Devin would confess to Kenny that it was her that put laxatives in his water, so Kenny would decide to go. Eventually, Miguel, Johnny, and Kenny would come back to Barcelona, and Kenny would still take Devin's place, but Kenny and Anthony still wouldn't get along. Miyagi-Do would still fight Furia de Pantera, Dimitri would still start off, and he still wouldn't be doing so well, and they would still land a point on Dimitri, and Dimitri would tag in Sam. Sam would continue fighting, and she would still get a point, and Sam would tag in Anthony. Anthony would continue to fight, but Anthony wouldn't be doing so well. Everyone would tell Anthony to tag in Kenny, but since Anthony and Kenny didn't get along, they would land 2 points on Anthony, so Furia de Pantera would still be Miyagi-Do 3-1. And during the next team match, Miyagi-Do would fight Redentores, and Miguel would still start off. He would use a combination of offense and defense, and he would tag in Robbie, and Robbie would land the first point. Robbie would tag in Kenny, and much like in the original timeline, Kenny would get 2 points, and they would still advance in their matches. Miyagi-Do would still fight Cobra Kai, and Robbie and Tori would still start off. Robbie would still be distracted, and he would still tag in Sam. Sam and Tori would fight, but Tori would tag in Quan, and he would manage to land a point on Sam. Quan would still tag out, and Sam would tag in Miguel, and he would get the first point. Dimitri and Hawk would continue the fight, and Dimitri and Hawk would still be angry at each other, but in this timeline, Hawk would land a point on Dimitri, so Hawk would tag in Yoon, and Dimitri would tag in Kenny, and much like in the original timeline, Kenny, Dimitri, and Sam would team up to get the point on Yoon, so the score would be 2-2. Sam would tag in Robbie, and Yoon would tag in Quan. Robbie and Quan would fight, and that fight would stay the same. Robbie would land the final point on Quan, so Miyagi-Do would beat Cobra Kai in this timeline, and they would be eliminated. The Saikai Taikai would continue. Tiger Strike would still be eliminated for cheating during the tournament, so Cobra Kai would be let back in. The semi-finals would begin. Quan and Diego would still fight, but Quan would still defeat him. Zara and Maria would fight, but Zara would still defeat Maria. Axel would still fight Robbie in the semi-finals, and that fight would stay the same. Axel would still knock Robbie back, and Quan would still hit Robbie. Miguel would still be mad, and he would go confront Quan, but Axel would knock Miguel back, so Miguel and Axel would want to fight. Gunther would see that the Saikai Taikai was getting out of hand, and he would want everyone off the mats, but this is when Sensei Ivanov would knock Gunther out, and the brawl would still happen. Miguel would be angry, and he would fight Axel, but Axel would be able to knock Miguel back. Miguel would try using his defense, but Axel would get through it. The brawl would continue, and the season was still in the same way. Quan would still want to stab Axel, but Axel would sweep Quan's leg, and Quan would still land on the knife, so Quan would still be stabbed in this timeline, and everyone would be shocked. And that is where I'm going to end part 2. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Hawk rejoined Cobra Kai during the events of Cobra Kai Season 6? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.